Perfect. So welcome back here to this third launch talk. Today we'll talk about sustainable campuses driven by collective intelligence. And today we have Margarita Martinez and Mr. Agustín Yagüe. So Mrs. Margarita will act as moderator of the session, and Agustín will be the speaker. And as always, I'm not talking anymore today. So Margarita, please, you have the floor. Everything is for you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new launch talk. The action we are presenting today show how we apply the concept of collective intelligence to improve sustainability on the campus sur of UPM. My name is Margarita Martinez, and I'm professor and vice dean at the School of Telecommunication System and Engineering, which are located in this campus. We share the building with the School of Computer System Engineering, whose dean is Professor Agustín Yagüe. We both belong to Discovery EELISA community. Next, the Professor Agustín will present how we are working and collaborating within our campus. At present, this is a pilot experimentation space to collaborative intelligence. We want to replicate our result on more UPM campuses at the next step before increasing this initiative to city scale level. So now, Professor Agustín Yagüe, I give you the floor.
Okay, thank you, Margarita. Thank you, Alvaro. First of all, thank you all of you for being here and for inviting us to give this talk about sustainable campuses driven by collective intelligence. So let me share my screen and to share my presentation. I think it's working now.
Yeah. So
this is the name of the title of the talk. So first of all, let me introduce myself. As Margarita said, I'm Agustín Yagüe. I'm associate professor at Technical University of Madrid. And nowadays I am the director of the Escuela Técnica Superior de Ingeniería de Sistemas Informáticos. And I'm also a member of the Systems and Software Technology Group. Our group is a research group that is mainly focused on software development, software architecture, and nowadays we are moving from, since 3 or 4 years ago, we moved to sustainability and to how to apply these software solutions in the scope of sustainability. My personal, I'm absolutely passionate about the agile software development and project management, technology, and of course, teaching. As Margarita has said, we are members of the Discovery EELISA community. And I don't know if all of you are familiar with the EELISA Discovery and what is this EELISA Discovery community. Okay, we are a group of people, that means professors, staff, faculty members, and students, and some external people who is really interested in work collaboratively to design, develop, and implement actions that contribute or will contribute to the university campuses in the transition to more sustainable models. Because as you know, all of you are members or you are familiar with your part of the university. We have some special conditions. The environment is sometimes is not very sustainable. So we need to research and we need to look for new solutions, for new models to make the universities more sustainable. And of course, we look to boost urban decarbonization, looking for new innovative solutions on university campuses. And even once we have some pilots at the university, to scale up these solutions to the city level. So we would like to be the pilot of the city of Madrid. One of the pilots is here at the campus sur of UPM. Our goals as a community, as EELISA community, first of all, to get the students awareness, but also to find or to look for urban sustainability, and of course to include the people, the population, the citizens' participation, because we are also part of the citizens of the city, and of course looking for solutions based on multi-actor collaboration, because one of the advantages of this EELISA community is that we are transversal knowledge. We have people from telecommunication, we also have people from industry, we have people from computer science, from architecture, so we have many people involved from different application domains and with different skills. So this is Discovery EELISA community, I think is very important for us. And I think we can play a very important role in this EELISA proposal of UBM. So what is the topic of this talk? As you can see, is sustainable campuses driven by collective intelligence. In the title, there are at least 3 main topics. The first, of course, is sustainability, and I'm going to talk about in brief about sustainability. Another one is collective intelligence. It's another term, is also very familiar, very popular nowadays. But also we are going to talk about the crowdsensing. This is something that is behind collective intelligence. So let me start with sustainability. I don't know if you're familiar or not with this concept. Let me put a laser beamer, a laser pointer. Okay. As you can see, sustainability is not a simple way. It's not a simple fact. There are at least 3 main dimensions. One is the social dimension, the second one is the environment dimension, and the third one is the economic dimension. And as you can see, these 3 dimensions are has very different relationships, and even there are some overlapping areas, even by pairs. What is about environment? Okay, as you know, environment is the ability to use these natural resources without undermining the equilibrium between the environment and the city and the people. So we are looking for some green environments because we need to keep safe the planet we are living and the cities we are living. But also we have social. Social maybe is the most ignored dimension in terms of sustainability, because social is about people, is about equality of opportunities for people, involving, of course, welfare, also quality of life, and also sustainable human development. So social is about us, it's about people and people living together and people interacting. And finally, the third dimension is economic. But the question with this economic dimension is that the efficiency of this economic and technological activities we are going to do or we are doing to foster the investment and increase the productivity, even to get economic growth, and even to have economic potential increasement in the society. The question here is, where is sustainability? With sustainability is in the middle. So it's the place where environment, social, and economic dimension are together, and looking for this place to have the best planet and the best way of life. So if we don't have all these 3 dimensions, we cannot talk about sustainability. If we miss the environment and only we consider the social, economical, we are not thinking about sustainability, but we are looking something for equitable solutions. And the same with environment and economical, forgetting the social dimension. So we are analyzing only viable systems and so on. So the sustainability for me for the society is key, and is the balance between social, environmental, and economical dimensions. So this is, I think, is one of the most important things about sustainability and the things that we have to do in this evolution of our campus. So we have to keep in mind the social part of the campus is the environment, that means our campuses we have, and the economic, what is the impact behind the solutions or even behind the transformations we need in the campuses. So the second part of this talk is collective intelligence. I don't know if you are familiar with this term, but we can consider, or we can understand that the collective intelligence is the capacity we have, the capacity that is created when people work together. Even with this collective intelligence, we put together technology, even with mobile application, even we have people combining a huge amount of information and also the ideas on how to put this information together to get solutions. Collective intelligence emerged when these contributions from different fields and from different parts are combined to become more than the sum of each part in isolation. Sorry. So this is very important, but because collective intelligence presents or covers a wide range of participatory methods. So we need to get people involved in the solutions and involved in the scope of my talk, involved in sustainability. Concerning this collective intelligence, I think it offers at least 4 distinct opportunities to help to the people that have the possibility or accountability to take decisions, these decision makers and communities to solve complex problems. Maybe the first factor, or maybe the first possibility we have, is that collective intelligence help us to understand problems. That means we can generalize, or we can generate some specific insights based on facts and information coming from different places and coming from different sources. So this understanding of problems is one of the advantages of one of the things that we can get based on this collective intelligence. The second fact, or maybe the second thing we get with this collective intelligence approach, is to seek for solutions. These novel approaches based on test solutions from elsewhere and anywhere, or even to look for some new initiatives, or maybe to incentivize innovators to create new ways of tackling the problem. The idea is based on this collective intelligence approach, we can get solutions applied in one application domain and move to another place, and maybe to try to adapt and to get new results, or maybe to new innovations. And the same in the scope of sustainability. Don't forget the 3 dimensions: the economic, the environment, and social. The third thing that collective intelligence gives us is the possibility to decide and act. That means we can make decisions based on very well informed data, and in a collaborative way we can look for, or we can have a huge amount of people working together and looking for relevant experts that can help us. So let me move. That can help us to decide and to get the right expertise. And the last but not the least is to learn and adapt. The idea behind this concept is that we can monitor the implementation of these initiatives, and of course involving the people, involving the social dimension. That means involving the citizens that are generating data, and also to share the knowledge with the main goal to share and to improve the ability of the other people or the other involved in the solution. So this is part of the collective intelligence. Another important thing, or maybe another important issue about collective intelligence, is that the application of this collective intelligence can help us to solve complex problems that requires always dealing with this uncertain uncertain and multiple unknowns because we don't have all the knowledge in advance. So the idea is that this collective intelligence helps us to draw a combination of data, technology, and people and human skills to solve this kind of complex problems. Another thing that is also important in collective intelligence is that many factors add up, many factors impact in this collective intelligence. Maybe we can consider that there are three main categories of these facts. One is as I have just mentioned before, is the environment, of course, because environment is also related with the dimension of the sustainability, but also we have cooperation and individual members. So all of them all together represent the main factors that we have to consider what we can apply in this collective intelligence. What about environment? Of course, environment is not only about the natural environment or the resources we have, but also is how are we going to get to sense the environment, to get data from the environment, and then apply some algorithms of this algorithmic complexity of the solutions, and to put all together to manage this space of uncertainty in the way to look for the solution to complex problems. And in the case of the topic of today, in the case of to get more sustainable places, sustainable campuses. Concerning the cooperation, we have two main categories, so two main set of factors. Considering people in isolation or considering individual members, of course, each one has its individual intelligence and the way they can adopt or they can get all the information from the environment and then to apply and to speed up solutions and to the capacity they have to cooperate with each other can help us to improve the solutions and to improve the sustainability of our campuses. And finally, cooperation, because if we don't have people involved or we don't have the citizens involved in the sustainability and in the solutions, we have problems. But concerning cooperation, we have to keep in mind at least three different things. One is the number of agents in a group. That means we need to identify some different working groups, or we need to identify some different topics with different challenges to solve. And we have to involve many people or more than one person on each group to start applying or to start having this collective intelligence. But also, it's not only about the number of people, but we also need to define the interaction time. Based on this interaction time, we can get in mind, and we can understand better the problems, and we can understand better the solutions and the impact of our solutions. And finally, we need to determine the communication protocol. But this communication protocol impacts not only on people, but also in technology. So don't think only about communication protocol in terms of sensors and machines working each other, but also we need to determine how people and how the other actors that we have in this complex scenario, in this complex system, they can interact and they can communicate each other. And the third side, as I have just mentioned at the beginning of my talk, is mobile crowdsensing. I don't know, again, if you're familiar with what is crowdsensing. The question is, I think that all of you have more. So maybe all of you have one or more mobile line at home or even with you. And the question is, you have your mobile moving with you every day. So mobile crowdsensing means it's a new sensing paradigm based on the power of user companion devices, based on the people who have devices, and the increasing number of these smartphones that we have and the number of capabilities that the smartphones provide us day by day. The idea is to use the people to be mobile sensors. That means we can, if we are able to share our local knowledge, or if we are able to share all the information that is moving with us in the environments, in the scope of this talk, in the scope of campuses, we can get knowledge, we can acquire a lot of data, and the idea is that we can transform this data in real information. So in this mobile crowd sensing scope, we have at least 3 different main actors. We have machines with internal sensors and machines that are moving, that of course they are providing us data. We are people, again, that we don't have sensors, but we have a mobile, and the mobile has different devices, and in the devices we have, of course, a lot of sensors. And finally, we have environmental sensors to monitor what is the status of temperature, humidity, CO2, and so on, so, and many of the different gases. So based on all this kind of data, we can have this collaborative sensing that is in charge of mixing everything to increase the knowledge, and based on the things that I have mentioned before, this collective intelligence, to put it all together to look for solutions in a wider way than if we don't have that information. We can have at least 2 different types of participants, or 2 types of participation. What we call this participatory sensing, as I'm signaling in the slide, in the green part, the participatory sensing, that means is the explicit participation of the actors. That means humans are providing their devices, they are producing data, these machines are also producing data, and sensors are also producing data. So these are the participatory sensing, is that something that we are doing, and we have the knowledge where we know that we are providing this data. But sometimes when we put all this data together, we have the opportunistic sensing that is based on the information that can emerge from adding all this information. In the scope of mobile crowd sensing, we have this intelligence, not only human intelligence, but also collective intelligence. We have the community providing all this data. We need some additional technologies to manage all this data, and based on that information, we can improve, or we can increase the wellness and the welfare of the people for the nature, for the infrastructures, and also for the society. So based on these 3 terms, or these 3 main topics, the question is how to deal with these 3 topics at the university campuses. So how can we do it, or how can we handle this? In the case of our research group, we are running nowadays a research project that is called SciOTCom. This is the acronym of Sustainability Aware IoT System Driven by Social Communities. What is the main goal of this project? First of all, is to identify and address the challenges. That means to include collective intelligence characteristics into IoT systems. Don't forget that in collective intelligence, we have people, we have different factors, and in IoT, in this mobile crowd sensing, we have sensors, we have machines, and we have people. So these characteristics of collective intelligence into IoT systems, so that to provide this collective innovation, or innovation that can take place in citizen communities, because social is very important for us, and to get to involve citizens is very important for us, and when not only when providing data, but also when analyzing this data and looking for solutions, or to addressing situations, so that we need this. We require this collaborative decisions making, and of course, based on the well-informed systems based on this IoT. So this project has started this year, and we are still running the first steps and the first phases. This is the first stages of the project, but at least we have some infrastructure. The infrastructure we have is what we call Green Smart Campus. This is the result of a previous research project. And this is the landscape of this. This could be the big picture of the solution. Let me explain you with more detail this part of the solution. So we have a mobile application that is providing, and this is getting data, is collecting data from users. These data are stored in a cloud database, and this cloud database is also collecting data from sensors, and we are using both together with some tools based on data analysis and data information extraction, data structure. Once we have all this data analyzed, we can apply to improve some administrative issues at the campus level. We can also help the faculty members and professors to optimize the lectures and optimize the infrastructures. We also can get feedback and fast feedback to the teachers and professors, and also based on the collected information, we can provide this data to reduce the consumption and to increase the energy efficiency. So this smart campus, this application has three different goals. First is student welfare. The second is through power consumption optimization, because this is one of the goals of the application. And of course, to promote energy sustainability at the level of the campus. So how was the steps, or which was the complete vision of this project, and with the previous and with the actual project? First of all, we have the idea about to mix together collective intelligence and also with sustainability and also with mobile crowd sensing. The first stage was to create the prototype that is based on mobile crowd sensing in terms of system of systems. The result was a Green Smart Campus application that is collecting data, is gathering data from students and also from professors at the university. And nowadays we are deploying some and developing some sensing environment, and we are monitoring the classrooms, and we are monitoring the environment to get this data and to look for correlation between the data collected from the students and data collected from the environment to provide this, to increase the sustainability and the wellness at the campus. So this is the whole vision. And what about, I'm talking about this application. So what about this Green Smart Campus? So let me share with you a video, and I will explain some data. We are going to get some feedback about this application, this video, this mobile application. So it's focused on the students and people who is involved at the campus level at university, so they can use their own user and the user and or email on the password. So once they are in the application, they can report new incidences about the material and the environment and about the installation. They can detect what was the thing, or maybe what was the matter of this incident. The question is, they can report us in real time what is happening and which part of the campus, or maybe which part of the infrastructure is not working properly. So once we have this report, or we have this issue, we can assign and we can try to solve, and we can involve to the people at the university in charge of looking for solutions for that incident. Of course, we can report not only from ambience, but also from infrastructure, from classrooms and so on. Let me show more things. So the students, the people, the users can create their own events and to monitor their activity, but also we can interact, as you can see in the bottom part. We can interact with the canteen to get the menu, the daily menu for the canteen every day. So in addition, we can track the transport, the metro and the buses line. so you can get real-time the information about it. So you add here the bus stop, and you can check how much time you have to, how many minutes do you have to wait till the next bus, and so on. You can also have a map to move around the environment. So the idea is to use, let me go fast in the video. So you can use the application to provide us the real information in real time. So this application is the way we have to apply the mobile crowd sensing. So to have the people, the citizens that are living at the campus, that are in the campus, to be sensors and to help us to monitor the activities. These are the different options you have. So you can have your events and some alarms, some specific functionalities for professors about their timetables and groups and the classrooms, and also for students we are getting the assessment about after each lecture. They have to ask some questions about what is the feelings, what are the status, what about the lecture, and what about the professor, and what about the classroom. And of course, I have just mentioned that you can also have the possibility to report some incidents, about infrastructures, and also to get to work and to interact with the external services. So this is the app. And what is the next step? So what are we going to do for the next in terms of sustainability and the campus and this integration of collective intelligence? So let me open some questions for you, for the audience, to get some feedback from you, or maybe to get your experiences and maybe your feelings. Let me open these three questions. What are the main concerns about the sustainability of your campus? Now think not only on my campus, at this Campus Sur, but also in the other campuses of UPM. Another question maybe you can reflect, and we would like to get your feedback, is what can you do for the sustainability of your campus? It's not what can you do, but not only what the university can do. So what can you do to increase the sustainability of your campus? Or maybe the third could be, in which places of your campus did you consider that is more needed, or maybe it's more necessary to act first? Okay, so for me, that's all. I trust not to be very boring in my presentation. So it's the open time. So Margarita, your time. I can also ask you, and maybe I can also motivate you to participate.
Yes.
Please give us your feedback. So
firstly, thank you for these interesting presentations, Professor Agustín. I think it's very, very useful. So now it's time for question and for the debate. If has anybody a question or have anybody to say something, I think you can raise your hand and I will give you the floor.
Maybe as the people is very shy.
Yes, maybe I will make, well, maybe I break the ice and I will make you a first question, maybe, Agustín.
Maybe I would like to answer the third question. In which places of your campus do you consider that is necessary to act first? In my case, in the case of Campus Sur, I think we have at least two main infrastructures. The first is the lectures, sorry, the classrooms, and also we can act on the canteen, and also we can act at the library. I don't know if some of the attendees are belonging or are part of the Campus Sur, but also these are the main infrastructures, but are the same in other places. For all of you that are in Ciudad Universitaria, that are in the north of Madrid, or for the other that are in Montalcino, or maybe for those who are in the campus center, do you think that these are the same problems of the same places where
I think yes. In my case, that is an exam. I think we have so many problems in infrastructure, and we have to think more about SDGs. I don't know. It's a problem that happening in all the schools of UPM.
So what about the social dimension? Because I think it's an important dimension that when we live in a campus, we don't have this sense of that it's important to live in the campus and to share your life in this space. What do you think?
Okay, I think social is also very important because, first of all, because when you talk about or when you think about sustainability, sometimes you said, okay, we need to get some complex solutions based on consumption reduction. So, but the question is maybe to install some new LED lights at the corridors and in the offices, but also in the classrooms. Okay, maybe this could be, maybe this is the first thing you have in mind when you talk about sustainability. But the question is, if all of us, instead of only considering the technology part of sustainability, we try to change our mind, or maybe we can start to do the things in a different way. For example, to switch off the lights, or maybe to switch off the heaters when you are not in your office, or maybe if you are not if you are not overheating your room, or maybe you are not overheating your meal, for example. These small acts can also help us to increase the sustainability of the campus, because we can reduce the consumption of electricity, for example. Of course, now we are in a pandemic situation. We are still in this situation, and we have all the corridors with the windows open, but we have the heating system working very high. So we are wasting gas and we are wasting electricity because we would like to be warm in our office, but with the window open. So if we can reduce this, maybe we need to be less comfortable in our place, but we can increase the sustainability of the system. So the social, so we need to act to motivate people to change their way of life, to change their mind, and to do things in a different way. Any other comments? Any other questions?
So I think maybe we make the last question, or we do the last question. And if somebody wants to say something, we are here open to listen. So maybe, Agustin,
Yes.
could you tell us some sustainability or sustainable action that we can identify and link with the concept of collective intelligence?
Yes. Well, first of all, as we are doing in this research project, the first is to integrate, and we are working in two different lines. First of all, to set up the infrastructures, of course, but also we are now deploying the application, the mobile application, with our students, because we need to get data from them. So we need to involve the community of the campus to start using the application, to start providing data, because based on this huge amount of data about the infrastructures and about the professors and about the lectures, we can start to take these decisions based on very well-informed data. So what can we do in terms of sustainability? Of course, we can react, or we can act to modify some parameters of the university, some parameters of the building, for example, for the heating system, but also we can, one of the advantages could be that we can have some economic impact in the budget of the university, reducing the budget we have in terms of energy. But also we need to get the people involved in the solutions, because maybe we can, we are also trying to deploy a collab at campus, as you know, to promote the participation of the community in the solutions, because maybe I don't have the solution for every problem that I detect, but maybe the people at the campus can help me to look for new innovation, or maybe to adopt some new techniques, or maybe to adopt some new processes, or maybe to change the way we are doing things to increase the sustainability. But we need to act in the 3 dimensions. But as I mentioned at the beginning of my talk, social is very important, because we need to motivate and we need to change the mind of the people who is part of the community.
Thank you very much. And you have the last chance if you want to say something.
Maybe the last is only to give my thanks to the organizers to give me the possibility to talk with you, to spend with you these 45 minutes to present our research project and to present our initiatives, and maybe to try to change your mind and to think more in the sustainability in terms of the 3 dimensions, not only to consider that the other people can help me to be more sustainable, but what can I do to be more sustainable? The sustainability starts by myself, but it's one. Okay, so thank you, all of you.
Okay, thank you for attending this event. Here you have our mail if you want some question you prefer to mail us. We hope that it has been fruitful, and we wish to see you in more Discovery community event. Thank you very much.